Hello nerds, welcome back to another video. Gabriella here. Today is a good day and it's going to get even better because today I'm doing my most anticipated releases of August. August is jam-packed with some nice, amazing books coming out. I used to do this series where I would do by season, but I decided maybe let's change it up. Let's do it by month. August is also sort of an in-between where you already feel like summer's over mentally and emotionally, you know what I mean? But not physically. Does that make sense? Anyways, let's just get into it. First, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell icon so you can be notified of every new video, so you can get all my book hauls and TBRs and wrap-ups, and so you can get my bookshelf tour coming out soon. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I have a little drink with me to keep me company. It is a raspberry rosé by Smirnoff. This is not an ad, not sponsored. Just wanted a little pinkity drinkity. I just wanted a little drink to go along with this video. So without further ado, let's start with the books coming out in August. So the first book on my list coming out August. I'm going in chronological order, by the way. I will try to remember to say the dates of the books, but it's ever future Gabby, editing Gabby, is going to be putting the dates of all the books coming out, as well as a cover for all of them. Okay, so we're not out in the dark. Okay, we're not just, okay, thank you. So the first one is The Hookup Plan by Farah Rochon. I'm assuming it's pronounced Rochon because it's French, but I don't know, maybe she pronounces it differently. But basically this book is like Grey's Anatomy, but make it black, okay? So basically this girl, London, she's a pediatric surgeon. You know, she's all about saving her patients and all that, and she doesn't think about love or herself, and her friends are like, girl, you need to catch them. Okay. So that's why she wants to go along with it. She meets this guy Drew, and they get it on. But turns out Drew is actually visiting because he's in charge of deciding if her hospital is going to remain open or not. And he comes, enemies to lovers. She doesn't believe everything he says to him because she just thinks he's there to close a hospital. Is he genuine? Is he not? We're gonna find out. August 2nd, we're gonna find out. So coming out also on August 2nd is The Many Daughters of Afong Moy by Jamie Ford. Wow, the premise of this novel is absolutely redonkulous. Just a beautiful story. I know it's gonna unfold amazingly. But basically, this girl who has some trauma, she's a poet laureate. She knows how to channel her trauma into creativity. However, homegirl needs therapy. And so she decides to do this experimental therapy where she actually goes back into the past lives of her ancestry to find the history of her inherited trauma. Turns out someone's been looking for her in every timeline. Someone who's fallen in love with every one of her ancestors through every genetic life. She also has to overcome all that trauma. And she's getting more dumped on her by her previous ancestors. God, that's going to be freaking amazing. I'm so excited. What a beautiful premise. And from what I've heard about this author, the writing is going to be beautiful and lyrical. I'm excited. Next, we have The Feeling of Falling in Love by Mason Denver. This one, another cheeky romance. Also, love the book cover. Love the cover for this one. Dumpster fire. We love to say. That's how I like my romances. A dumpster fire. But in any case, so basically, Neil is going with his best friend, Josh, to a wedding. They're each other's dates, but they're childhood best friends. Nothing romantic, except Josh unveils his feelings for Neil, that he's been in love with him probably this whole time, because I'm assuming based on childhoodness, So now Josh is still going to the wedding. Neil needs a date. I don't know why he needs a date. I don't know what it is with Americans and needing dates for everything. In American movies, oh my god, I need a date to prom. It's we were barely allowed dates to prom, okay? Anyways, I digress. But basically, Neil needs another date. So he finds Wyatt, who will be his date. But Wyatt, he's just doing it, you know, to do it, but like he's not really feeling Neil because he's like, you broke Josh's heart, and like literally why? You know Neil and Wyatt are gonna end up together, okay? I just want to know how. I just want to hear the dialogue. I want to see the stories. I'm excited, okay? And again, dumpster fire. That's all you need to get me, okay? A dumpster on fire. That is my life. Next, coming out August 9th, we have The Woman Could Fly by Megan Giddings. Basically set in this dystopian world, or is it dystopian? A world where women basically have to be married by the time they're 30. Otherwise, the single women have to be enlisted in this government program and basically be monitored, which would render them with no control over their lives. Anyways, really excited to escape into this novel. But honestly, yeah, it's just a rough time. So the main character Jo is 28. You know, she's getting close to it. She doesn't feel the need to get married as many 28-year-old women do, I guess, when they're not with a partner, like logically. But you know, it's about, you know, her whole livelihood. But then again, like, how controlling are their husbands in this world? Who the hell knows? Her mother passed away a while back. There's still a lot of mystery related to that, so I'm sure that's going to be a big part of the plot. And she decides to honor one of the last parts of her mom's will, and she decides to go on a quest. For what? I'm not sure. We're going to find out on August 9th. Next, Janet McCurdy, star of iCarly and Simon Cat, is releasing her memoir with the amazing title of I'm Glad My Mom Died. Yeah. But it basically tells the story of her life, as a memoir does, but specifically her relationship with her mother and how that abusive relationship was. I mean, we already know, you know, people who care already know about what Janet McCurdy has gone through with her mother, but I'm assuming we're going to get a personal touch because all we've had is hearsay. But, you know, she's faced a lot of shit with her mom, and from what I know, I understand the title. So yeah, really excited for that one. It's going to be a good one. Love the cover also. I feel like it could easily be like a comedy memoir. Like, I don't know if that's what it's going to be, but I just feel like the vibe of the cover like gives that tone. But at the same time, with the title, like, it's explosive. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be really good. So the next novel is called High Times in Low Parliament by Kelly Robson. This one, honestly, it's kind of a mystery to me. I've read the synopsis, but it's still fairly vague. But basically, the main character is a scribe for the parliament, so she has to write down everything that happens at parliament. There is a vote going on, and based on tradition, if there is a hung vote in parliament, parliament floods, like literally floods, and then a new endless war starts. I mean, the stakes have never been lower, okay? So, I mean, yeah, that's all I need to know. It sounds insane. I don't know. It's the kind of book where it's like, I know absolutely nothing, and that's all I need to know to be enthralled. You know what I mean? Maybe not. I may be a little bit insane, but that's fine. Next, my fave, Ali Hazelwood, author of The Love Hypothesis, is releasing Love on the Brain. I actually got my hands on an e-arc of it through NetGalley. I'm that bitch, man. Like, the amount of people on TikTok that I saw that requested it and got refused, and I actually got it. No, that's all I need. That's all I need on my resume. Got accepted into Ali Hazelwood e-arc post Love Hypothesis TikTok fame. Yes. That's all I needed to pump me up. But I need to read it. It's coming out in August. I have a little bit of time. But in any case, it is another, I don't know much about it. I decided to go in blind. Similarly to how I went with The Love Hypothesis. I went to The Love Hypothesis barely based on hype. Now I'm going to Love on the Brains specifically because of how much I love the Love Hypothesis. I do know it is another medical love story that is kind of Ali Hazelwood's bread and butter. So, I mean, that's all I need to know. It's gonna be nice. I'm assuming a little bit of steam. Yes, that is everything I need. And that's coming out August 23rd. We got a big jump because the last book was August 9th. I was looking for books coming out in August, trying to like find what books I was going to be super interested in and then not buy, or buy and not read. And not a lot coming out in the middle of August that really screamed my name, but I may be wrong. We'll find out in the middle of August, I guess. The next book coming out August 23rd. So excited. I've pre-ordered it. And it is Babble by R.F. Kuang. It is, actually, there's a full title. It's not just Babble. We've all been calling it Babble or Babel, depending on where you're from. I call it Babble. Babble. Anyways. But it is Babble, or The Necessity of Violence, an arcane history of the Oxford Translators' Revolution. If you know anything about me in my personal life, from when I was younger, I've always been interested in linguistics. I actually thought about studying it for a while. It's not off the table. Anyways, so I'm really excited. It's set in Oxford in the olden times. What time is it set? 1828. The vibes are just there. They're just there. And I don't need to know anything else. But I just want to point this out, okay? Babble, a thematic response to the secret history, and a tonal response to Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, grapples with student revolutions, colonial resistance, and the use of translation as a tool of empire. That is all I need. So the next book is Smart Girl Summer by Kristen Rockaway. First of all, with the title, the cover, and the story behind it, I really think this book would have been served with being released in May or June. That's just a side note from me. Take it as you want. But basically, Smart Girl Summer is, I wish I had read the summer. I would be able to say like that was my summer, but I barely read, so maybe next summer. Okay. Last summer, I was a Smart Girl Summer. In any case, it is a story of this girl. She is a PhD student. Her dissertation is dead in the water, which is rough. She decides to do her best, eat, pray, love life, except it's eat, pray, and tutor. And she decides to teach, and she gets hired by this billionaire to teach his kid on a super yacht throughout the summer. That sounds like an awful job. I rescind the statement I never said. That sounds like an awful job. That sounds stressful. Like never being able to get away from the job. It must also be so awkward, like you want to enjoy the yacht, but then like your boss is literally there and your customer is like there, but your customer is like your student, but you know what I mean? Anyways, she ends up falling for her boss. So there's that. I hope she gets that coin, to be honest. But we'll see. On August 23rd, I believe. So, yeah. On August 23rd as well, a big day for book releases. It is A Venom Dark and Sweet by Judy L. Lin. I've talked about Magic Steeped in Poison, which I own, which is the first part of the duology. But basically, it is a magic system based around tea. And this is the conclusion to that series. I haven't finished Magic Steeped in Poison. I'm hoping I can be able to finish it before the new book comes out. I have pre-ordered it already. So really, it's between me and the universe now. I'm leaving it in the universe's hands. Please let me finish this book. Because I would love to be able to actually read a book when it's released. Like, it's something I've rarely been able to do. Just because I suck. So yeah. We'll see. Next, we have on August 30th, Carrie, Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Of course, I was going to mention Taylor Jenkins Reid's new release. I read Seven Husbands last year. We all know how that went. That was amazing. That was one of my favorite books of all time now. I am a basic bitch, not gonna lie. But anyways, it is another one. Taylor Jenkins Reid is really leading into writing fake Hollywood celebrities. She released Malibu Rising last year. It is on my bookshelf there, but I haven't read it yet. Anyways, and now she's released Carrie Soto is Back, which is about a famous tennis player who's making her comeback. Okay, we love celebrity stories. I really like that. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Coming out August 30th. It's bound to be good. It's Taylor Jenkins Reid, so no room to be disappointed there. Next, we have Suburban Hill by Maureen Kilmer, which is literally everything you can imagine. Basically, stay-at-home moms in suburbia. One gets possessed by a demon, and they all fight to get their suburban mom free from the demon. It's bound to be fun. It's bound to be fun. I'm feeling similar vibes to the Southern Book Club's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I haven't read it, but like based on the synopsis, like I'm getting similar vibes, which is not a bad thing. So I kind of like that brand of. I need to read more about suburban moms, you know. Next, we have Over My Dead Body by Sweeney Boo. Sweeney Boo is a graphic novelist. She wrote one of my favorite graphic novels, Eat and Love Yourself, which I read last year, yes. And so she's releasing a new graphic novel. This one is witchy, darker vibes. Honestly, would have seen this come out closer to Halloween or Day of the Dead. I think would have been more on point, but whatever. I don't work for the publishers, so if you want to hire me, though. But basically, they are in a school for witches, and a girl disappears. Her best friend is looking for her, but everybody's kind of like put it aside because there's a new festival. There's a festival coming, which is basically sort of a Day of the Dead kind of festival, where the veil between dead and life sort of lift. So this girl is looking for her BFF. And yeah, it's gonna be dark and fun, I believe. So excited for this one. And last but not least, we have The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. So I read Six Crimson Cranes when it came out last year. Elizabeth Lim also wrote The Spin the Dawn duology. So she's a well-famed magical author. But Six Crimson Cranes was about this girl who had a wooden bowl over her head and was banished because she had magic, but she wasn't supposed to. Her brothers were turned into cranes, and she couldn't speak for a really long time. Now, the next one apparently picks up right where the previous one started off. I'm very excited. I find I tend to forget easily what happens in books, at least certain books. Six Crimson Cranes is not one of them. So I'm really, really excited to pick up Dragon's Promise when it comes out at the end of the month. It is another one on my list of pre-orders. I feel it's only fair. It's a sequel to a book I really liked. It was one of my favorite books of 2021. And definitely one of my favorite fantasy YAs in a really, really long time. So I will be picking up the Spin the Dawn duology, which I haven't read yet. I now own both books. So really excited to dive into that after I've done Dragon's Promise. Is it a duology or a trilogy? I think it's going to stick to a duology, but I'm not sure. In any case, I'll be happy with whatever I get. There's also sort of a love triangle kind of forming that subtly started at the beginning of the book, during the first book. So I'm excited to see how that develops in this one. But also, the character was, this is not like a spoiler, but the character was literally leaping into a new sort of part in her adventure at the end of the last one. Like, it was kind of cliffhangery. So, I'm excited. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a lot of fun. Let me know down below what you're picking up this August. Are there any books that you've pre-ordered? Are there any books that I've mentioned that you're really excited for, or books I haven't mentioned? Please let me know. It is August, so the emoji of the day will be a palm tree for summer. Pretending I'm not thinking about fall already, you know? So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that little bell icon so you can be notified of every new video. All the books I talked about today will be linked down below with their Goodreads link, as well as affiliate links, and my Amazon wishlist will be linked down below if you want to support this channel. Thank you all. I love you. See you very soon. Bye.